Oh, gosh.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? You guys, thanks for joining me.
How you doing? XYFCenter X.
We are here on quite a few channels. We're streaming on Laura's channel, Maya's channel, and Domenick's channel, and on Nicole's channel, and my channel also. My name is Bert. I am called Food X Bert because I like to travel the world and try different foods and, you know, explore different cuisines. And I normally don't talk politics or do anything to do with all this mumbo jumbo stuff, but recently I realized I have to talk about this because it's not responsible to not talk about the stuff going on with all the lies. I don't know what happened with the interference. Anyways, okay, so now that I got my intro done, Nicole, do you want to go next?
Yeah,
with your
sure.
intro?
So across my stations, I've got my TikTok, my Insta and Instagram, and then my YouTube. So the middle kind of road there is my Instagram. I do TikTok because we're limited to such a small amount of time. And then my YouTube, I can just kind of go off, and that's where my NIKKINOO news comes in. So I could do longer political segments, but I try and make them humorous and fun, but I get to the point. So, and I post on Instagram. I post on Instagram most of them, not all of them, but most of them. So I center around political comedy, satire, straight up political. I do love my fans, like my followers are the best. And so I reward them on Fridays. It's all about positivity on Fridays. I do my double dare challenges. I just did one with Wasabi. I don't know if you guys saw it, was awful. But anyway, I just trying to get my voice out there and be heard, and, you know, try and draw some lines for people. If I can just change one person's mind for this election, then it's all worth it. So, hi, what's up, Straw Baby? Yes, vote him out. All right, Domenick, you're up.
All right, thanks. I'm Domenick, better known as X from the X family. I do a lot of political stuff. I also am on here to help people out. I go live every night. I have a live that people come in. We talk about basically getting Donald Trump out of office, but we also help people out, people that are sick, going through stuff, people that have PTSD, and people that had coronavirus. I have one of the nurses that is one of the people that come in my room every night, and she's battling coronavirus right now. And we spread love, positivity. But I mean, main goal is to get Trump out of office and let our country move forward. My Instagram, I kind of just started putting some stuff on because I wasn't sure what TikTok was going to do. And YouTube, I'm brand new to, so I'm going to try to start getting some more content up. But just getting the word out there, and you know, 100% for, you know, racial equality. I'm tired of seeing all this stuff going on. You know, Black Lives Matter, and all lives can't matter till Black Lives Matter. So that's the way I feel. But thank you.
Yeah, it's totally a great. Yeah, the BLM movement over the last couple of months really has gotten some pickup, and it really shows you how horrible the police are. I mean, really, the more and more videos are coming out showing like the police being brutal, and, you know, everyone like Trump wants to deny all this and say, oh, the police are doing their job and only blue lives matter. And it's just like, no, every life should matter. And first we got to get the Black lives to matter, and then we can get every life matter. And you know, the blue lives, they just also matter just as much as my life. They should matter as much. I mean, that's how I feel. I don't think, I mean, that's my opinion, you know.
I think that the police need new training. I don't blame it on the police officers themselves. I think the training, the way they're trained is not correct. And I think that, you know, Trump had a bill on his desk, and McConnell had a bill on his desk from the Democrats, and we could have been moving forward, but we didn't. And it's just stagnant because of them, because they don't want to do anything. So to me, it's not. I know a lot of police officers that are great people. I have one that comes in my live every night, and you know, he was totally aggravated with the whole you know, outcome of the case with Breonna Taylor, and he's a police officer. And you know what the problem is too, is that police officers feel like they have to look out for each other, but they should be looking out for the citizens that they are hired to take care of. If a cop does something bad, they have to be able to come out and tell them that, listen, you did something messed up. We got to fix this. And that's it. I mean, that's the way I feel.
Well, it's funny how it's crazy how a hairdresser has to go to school longer than a police officer. That to me is crazy. There needs to be longer, more intense training. And just like Domenick was saying, I have friends that are police officers as well, and they are like great people. And I truly believe that the system is broken, and intertwined in it through all of these years is systemic racism that is just continuing and perpetuated by all that's going on with like so you have like these cops that they're not, like Domenick said, they're not trained well enough, and they may freak out or whatever, but within them sometimes is that systemic racism that's kind of built into them, and they like that power of being a police officer, and it just kind of takes over, I think, like when these circumstances happen. But I agree with Domenick. I believe that, you can't say all cops are bad or all cops are bastards or whatever. I don't believe that. I think the system is broken and it needs to be changed, and there needs to be new rules. There needs to be, better training.
And if I get a second, under Donald Trump, that will never happen.
Nope.
Donald Trump will never do anything to change it. I mean, we had chances. We have stuff on the desk right now that could have moved forward and got stuff corrected and helped. And they put a blind eye to it, like he puts a blind eye to every other thing. I mean, he doesn't stand up for anything. He doesn't pay attention to anything. If it's not for him, it's not for anybody. He doesn't care. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Amen.
Well, we have got the guys in George Floyd's case. I mean, they might even get away with it. And then the Breonna Taylor case, they just said that they're not going to serve any time. They just gave them like a $12 million settlement, and that's it. Now everyone's upset because those cops don't get any problems with the records or anything, or maybe they got fired. I don't know, but they're not doing any time. There's just no justice in this.
Go ahead, Nikki. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I heard something today that was like, holy crap. Somebody said Michael Vick's dogs got more justice than Breonna Taylor.
I agree 100%.
It is like, holy crap. She was a beautiful girl murdered in her own home.
And then they try to justify it. There's no justification. There's no justification. If someone came to my door and knocked on my door like that, and I was scared, I would shoot through the door too. And especially if they did a no-knock warrant, which I heard that there's plenty of evidence of other people saying that they didn't hear them knock. But of course, that's never going to be backed up by anybody, because they always try to justify everything. When Breonna Taylor, got shot, they tried to go after her boyfriend and to be like, look at his rap sheet, look at all the stuff that he did in his past, blah, blah, blah. It's her fault for being with people like that. Stop blaming stuff on everybody. I mean, it's not right for what happened. And that's it. I mean, just end it. And the $12 million, you cannot hug $12 million. You cannot give $12 million a kiss goodnight. You can't watch $12 million grow up. It's just ridiculous. It's a payoff. To me, it's like blood money. I hate to say it, but that's just the way I feel.
I agree with you.
And this administration and the news, like even CNN, they tell lies all the time too. And Fox tells lies, and everybody is just kind of giving all these mixed signals and stuff. And that's why today's episode is kind of about all the lies and the hypocrisy, and kind of there is some fake news out there. And but honestly, I think the news has been really soft on Trump. Even CNN and MSN. I mean, Trump, he's honestly, in my book, he's an evil human being that
he wants
deserves.
to want a dictator. He is following all the lines of becoming a dictator. He has these calls with Putin all the time. you know that Putin's in his ear, like whispering, "This is how you do this," because it's in Putin's best interest. I mean, come on, it's everything is right there in front of you if you see it. He's so transparent, but people don't want to see it. And then, like you said, with the news on all sides, they're going to embellish and change things to suit their agenda.
I'm sorry, Nikki. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. The thing with Trump is Trump has like all these senators and people in his pocket. They're all afraid. It's an election year. They got no backbone. They won't stand up to him. It doesn't matter what comes out, whatever. I mean, some good senators that would have done things before will not do things now just because of the fact they're afraid of Donald Trump coming out and speaking against them. And if they speak against them, then they're going to lose. And so they have a choice to either stand with him and keep his support or back away from him and pray that they're going to get reelected. And it's too close to the election for them to walk away. So now all they're going to do is stand on their backs and stand by him and do whatever he says. This getting a new justice in is crazy. And this is all setting up for the election, because if it does go to a point that it has to go to the judges, to the Supreme Court, now he's going to have another person in there that can rule against him. He's trying to pad every which way to win. I mean, it's ridiculous.
So listen to this little theory I have. Bert, I know you want to talk, honey. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
So here's the thing. If he gets this woman in, who is, and I have her name here somewhere. I can't remember who it was. It doesn't matter. So I know yeah. So it doesn't matter. So she is a conservative Republican. Okay. So the conservative Republicans have been wanting this forever, right? Okay, so they can overturn Roe versus Wade and all these things they want to get rid of and change everything to take these basic human rights away from people. And it's making that funny sound again. But here's the thing: if he puts somebody in right away, and the conservative Republicans have what they've wanted, have what they want, what kind of loyalty do they need to give him anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Well, this is the other thing that I kind of heard. So basically, if there's no way that Trump will win, don't be surprised if Trump steps down so that Mike Pence can
pardon him.
Pardon him. Yeah. So don't be too surprised if something like that happens. But Trump is more. I'm sorry, Nikki. Trump is more worried about going to jail. I don't even think he wants the job no more. Honestly, I think if he had a way out and he wasn't worried about going to jail, he'd be like, you know what, I'm out. But the fact is that the Southern District of New York has so much dirt on him and he's facing so much crimes that he's worried about getting locked up, and you can't indict a sitting president. So the only way for him to stay out of jail is to stay as president for the next 4 years. So he's going to throw the kitchen sink. He'll throw his kids at it. He don't care. I mean, the guy is crazy.
I don't know, Bert. Did you see my one video about that where I said he's got his chips and he's all in because he knows if he loses, that's it. Like Nancy Pelosi's gonna drag him out by his whatever is going on up there, and he'll be. Your
most recent video was really awesome too. It was just, you made so many good points in the one video. I mean, really, it was great. I actually don't know if I've seen that exact video that you're talking about, but I probably have, because
I went on a tear.
I was watching one of your videos yesterday that got like 35,000 likes or something, or 350,000 likes. And I'm like, that's a lot of likes for a video. And it must have got like 3 or 4 million views. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome on TikTok that you've got that crazy reach. It's amazing.
You know when Nikki turns her neck like this, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. I love it.
It's awesome. The signature. It's really the signature. And I was gonna say, like, the politicians have been saying they want to get rid of Roe versus Wade for so many years, but it's never going to actually happen. it's just like 40%
I
of
don't
people.
know if they get the majority in the Supreme Court.
But then what I believe it goes to the states, right, Nikki? So if the Supreme Court overrules it, the state still has jurisdiction on if they
exactly. So it would be, but still, what if there are 10 states that say, yeah, okay.
No, I understand. I mean, I think it's crazy. I mean, they're just trying to do everything to push their agenda, and they don't care how they push it. They don't care what they do to do it. Well, and that's pretty much it.
Bradley. Yeah, I bought that neck brace just to make that video, by the way. I might need it later with all the head turns I do, but yeah, so what were we talking about again? What'd you say, Domenick? I was going to say something.
Bert, what were we talking about?
We were talking about Roe versus Wade. We were talking about Roe versus Wade. I mean, the politicians are always trying to get rid of it somehow, but it's just never going to happen. I mean, it's.
I can't remember now.
Listen. They will do what they want to do. If they want to push that agenda through, they will push it through, and if they have enough judges to do it, they will do it. This is why even I was upset that Mitch McConnell came out for it, because I saw him, march with Black Lives Matter. So I was like, you know what, maybe he's coming over a little bit and he's going to do something. And then as soon as that happened, he turned around and he's like, okay, we're going to move forward with the justice. So I'm just like, you gotta be ridiculous. I mean, pick a side, stay on that side. Don't flip flop.
Yep. Yeah. So what I was going to say is that, I mean, he is definitely controlled by all of these people. He is an absolute puppet, because, I mean, if you just listen to the guy speak, for crying out loud, he can't, like, he stumbles over his words. And they're always like, don't let him go off script. Just read because he reads like this. And then as soon as he brings his head up, you're like, oh, this is going to get good. And then he just goes off script and just starts flying here and there. And the thing about Trump is he's an opportunist. He will jump on any ship that is going to make him look better, or to meet whatever personal agenda he has. He's like,
I actually just did a video on that. If you look up Donald Trump's past, he was a Democrat. I actually have video of him saying that that the economy works better under the Democrats. Mm-hmm. And he actually donated money to Harris's campaign in 2015 over those years. So the truth is that he knew that he had no play to go with the Democrats to ever becoming anything, and the Republicans were dumb enough to take him, and that's pretty much what happened. He was an opportunist. He had his opportunity to get in there. The people bought it hook, line, and sinker, and that's why he became president. I mean,
it's a full blown cult now.
It is.
Full-blown. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
there's no talking to these people. Like, I understand. Like, so Domenick, when you just go on a rant or whatever, it's almost like it's not a lot of times that I'm trying, or you're trying to change Trump supporters' mind, because there is no changing it. It's like they're all in. And no matter what you say, it's deflected with Trump 2020, or, it's taken out of context, or, do you get that all the time? Taken out of context?
Yes. It's always taken out of context. It doesn't matter what they say. It's always taken out of context. They're brainwashed to the point that little thing on top of their head is like their brain. That little MAGA or Make America Great Again. Does America look great to anybody?
Yeah.
Does it look good to anybody?
And I don't know, Bert, I don't know if you saw this one, but I said, that MAGA hat is going to go into the same class as the Confederate flag and the swastika. Okay.
Yeah, no, I feel it too. I mean, those MAGA red hats are just so ridiculous. I mean, it really is race. You know that they're a racist when they're wearing that red MAGA hat. Anytime you see a red hat, you already are feeling like it's a Trump supporter instantly. And it's really ruined the red hats for everybody. I mean, I used to like red hats.
I've seen a lot of people doing like the jokes with the TikToks that they turn around and they said I got you and it doesn't say MAGA, it says something else. I like that. That's kind of funny.
I like
I've seen those.
That's great. That's a great little thing. Or
So
they get a red hat and they tape something across it,
and then it's like psych, and then they
it's like
F Donald Trump, F Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Domenick, I don't know. Have you? I haven't been recognized in public yet at all, but and it's a good thing we wear a mask because I've actually been a little afraid at times because when I first started like making my political stuff, I got threats and stuff. Yeah, so I was always like, do they recognize, if anybody like notices me and they'll say, are you NIKKINOO? And I'll be like, well, who's that?
Yeah, I've had people tell me that when I step out the front door, I'm gonna have a red dot on my head and all this other stuff. I mean, I get all the same hatred. You know, it's almost like if the way I feel, it's almost like if you're white and you're for Biden, you're racist. And it really drives me crazy. I get a lot of what's up, Drew? I get a lot of hate on my comments, you know, that I'm on the wrong side of the fence. I did a video on you're on the wrong side of the fence. White boy, this, that, the other thing. And you know who they're coming from because they never have a name, they never have a profile, they never have anything. It's just, you know, some empty person that's just talking crap. And it's very sad that that's the way they feel. You know, it's annoying. But you know what? No one's gonna silence me. I'm gonna stand up here. I'm gonna talk and say what I need to say. Get the word out. get the word out and show love. That's it.
High five.
High five.
Oh, I love those baby fingers that you have.
I like that.
Get them.
It's because of Trump's hands, right? Because Trump's hands are so small.
Yes.
So they're your Trump hands. When you do some reference to Trump, you use that. I mean, like, Trump doesn't believe in climate change. He says that we're not experiencing any climate change and it's going to get colder. I mean, that's a flat out lie. We're definitely experiencing climate change and it's going faster and faster as time goes on. I mean, would you guys agree or?
100%.
Trump doesn't believe that's anything that's backed by science or anything that's backed by facts.
Yep.
He lives in his own little brain and whatever he believes is what he believes. And honestly, that's it. I mean, there's no changing his mind. There's no down talking him. I mean, he's just for himself, about himself. That's all he cares about. Yeah. And that's who he is. That's who he is.
He lives in this little Trump bubble over here. And whatever he manifests in his mind is truth. No,
definitely. I mean, he really thinks that, he never thought that the coronavirus was going to go away, but he told people that. I mean, that's part of the lie. He didn't want to mess up the stock market. He just wanted everything to go normal for as long as possible so he could tell his friends, sell off in the stock market and then buy back when it's low. And that's what everybody did. You got like Jeff Bezos. I mean, not that he's friends with Trump, but you got a lot of people that they sold when it was high up and bought back when it got down low. And because the coronavirus really, it was coming and I knew it. I knew it was definitely coming because by the time Trump, by the time Trump even like acknowledged that it was a real problem, it was already like late March. He didn't say that all the states need to go on mandate lockdown. He was just like, oh, the states can do whatever they did. The worst is Florida's governor. Florida's governor is the most crooked governor probably in all the United States. But the Georgia governor is the most stupid one. It was late March or early April, and he just found out that the coronavirus was so contagious. Like, he just found out that the coronavirus actually could do some serious damage, and it transmitted through the air, like not even just through the air, but the governor of Georgia, he didn't know that you could be asymptomatic for weeks and transmit it to other people. Like, you could be asymptomatic for like 8 days, 9 days, and just spread the coronavirus to everybody. And finally they decided to do some kind of lockdown for like 8 days. Georgia was the first one to get out of the coronavirus lockdown, but the the last one to join the coronavirus lockdown.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean,
Georgia.
my feeling is that Donald Trump wanted to play a bet. He took a bet. I'm not a bet. He took a gamble. My bad. So basically, he knew the election was coming up. He knew that this virus would destroy the economy, hurt jobs and everything. And he was like, well, he probably in his head was like, well, either I close everything down and everything goes down and everything like basically has to be shut down and everything closes down. And I'm sorry, I'm talking, my bad. I'm trying to get it together. Basically he was more worried about the country shutting down than the people's lives. Yep. And he gambled with the Americans' lives. He said, listen, I'm going to tell everybody that it's just a chance, it's just a little thing. It's going to go away. And he took a gamble and 200,000 people are dead because of it.
Yep.
And that's what he's done his whole life is gamble on everything.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
That's exactly it is, if you look at his past with all of the things that he's done with business, with women, all of the accusations that have come to light, he's always on like this. He's always like this. Okay, I got to handle it like this. Got to handle it like this. I gotta cover it up. I gotta do something. And that was his reaction to coronavirus because that's all he knows. He's always covering something up.
Oh, and also he doesn't want to take any responsibility. He said it in like 20 years ago. He said it in an interview. Never take any responsibility or else you're going to be in trouble. He said that in the interview. Like that was his advice to every single businessman and every single person in the world. And that was like 20 years before he was president. Or maybe it was like 10 years before he was president. It was like back in the early 2000s, he was like saying in these interviews, he was saying, just deny responsibility, just say you didn't know and everything's okay, just denial. And that's what Trump has been doing.
That's his whole life. Yeah. That is his whole life because he was never taught to be held responsible for anything. He got handed everything from a young age.
$100 million. And that's all that we know about. Like $100 million was $250 million back in the 1980s or the 1980, like mid 80s. It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a lot of money at all. I think he owes so much money to people and that's why he won't show his taxes. I think he's a mess. And that's why he's so in bed with Putin because I believe that he borrowed a lot of money from Russia. I think that that's the issue. I think that's why he backs him to this, like against anything. I mean, how many countries have we pushed away that have been our allies and that have done stuff for us? And then he's going to turn around and go toward dictators. Yeah. And go ahead, Nikki. I'm sorry, hon.
He immediately anything that comes like to his desk that has to do about Russia, he just is like, he has these temper tantrums and is like, no. So they started briefing him in written briefs. And that's what happened with the bounties on our American soldiers' heads from Russia. And so this is like the way my mind works. I think he is being controlled and has been like thrown into the spotlight by Russia and has had Russia's help. And this is how I think it has happened. I think Russia has something on him. And I think that Trump somehow has all of like this stuff on people underneath him. Maybe not everybody, but some people, very powerful people. And he is pulling their strings. And, it's a scary thing when that, like he's always getting rid of people. Look at the turnover he had. Oh, this person isn't going to listen to me. This person's going to do what I want. They're not going to follow my agenda. So you know what? You're out. I'm going to get somebody in that does. And it's like he has built this thing of criminals, like all of these criminals. What's up, Maya?
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Maya? Hi, Maya. How you doing? Big fan. How you doing, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
Sorry. Go ahead, Nikki.
No, that's all I wanted to say. It's just very suspicious to me that he is able to manipulate DC like he has been. So there's got to be something there. There's something there.
There is something there.
So I was thinking I could show you guys this clip of Tucker Carlson really fast. After we actually get done with the intro of Maya. Maya, what is your channel about, and what do you do for YouTube and TikTok?
Yeah, I'm mostly on TikTok. I haven't really done a lot of YouTube because it takes a lot of editing, and I don't have the time to do that right now. But mostly on TikTok, I just basically do like politics and stuff. Sometimes I write raps when I'm upset about things or like sad or nostalgic. I wrote one about Obama, and then I wrote one recently about Ruth. But most of them are about Donald Trump and how much I don't like him. But it's kind of just like whatever I'm feeling in the moment. But I also try and like educate people on like why it's important to vote and like getting people registered, and especially like younger people and like poll workers. We need so many poll workers right now because the older generation that normally works the polls, they're like not signing up to be poll workers right now. But we need them in order to have a functioning democracy. So like just getting young people engaged and excited about voting in politics and just helping people understand how the government works.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
that's
awesome, Maya.
Yeah, you are. I love it. But that's great. It's awesome. I love your content.
What's the next rap going to be about, Maya? Is it going to be?
No idea. It really happens as like I thought about it in the car today, but I didn't have time to like think about it. It really happens where I'm just like upset about something, and then I start with like one line that I want to say to someone or like say about something, and then the whole thing just kind of like comes to me if I just like sit and like quiet my mind. It's almost like meditating for me. It's like I let it come to my brain, and I just hop on rhymezone.com, and it just kind of does itself. Wow. But yeah, I really have no idea until like the day of, really. I think there was one thing in the car. I was so busy today I didn't have time to like actually flesh it out, but I was gonna write one to Mitch McConnell about like filling the seat and everything. That's something that's been on my mind a lot. So that's might be the next one. We'll see though. Depends on how much homework I have this week.
He deserves it. He needs a good roast from you, Maya. I mean,
it's gonna go. Many things. And the thing is the bigger my page got, the nicer I tried to be. Like I tried to be like less like blatantly rude to people who I didn't like or disagree with, and it's been getting very difficult, especially the past like few weeks. I'm trying so hard not to call people so many mean names, but I just
do it.
You don't have anything nice to say.
Just do what you gotta do. You know how many rude names they call me? I mean, come on.
That's true. I mean,
they feed it to you, feed it back.
I like more like fun names, like Cheeto Puff. Like that's not like bleep 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 bleep.
No, I feel you. You gotta get me really aggravated to curse, but every once in a while, some curses fly. I try to keep it PG, but when somebody comes after me, I'm especially on some racist tip, I don't play that.
Only on YouTube we don't cuss because it will mess up with the algorithm and it'll demonetize us. Once you get demonetized,
I'm so sorry. Sometimes
no, you never did. You guys have been so good today. I'm so happy.
I won't do it here, but I might TikTok. Really nice.
Wearing shot collar.
on TikTok and Instagram, it doesn't matter if you cuss, but if you're on YouTube, they will demonetize you, and your video will not get circulated through the algorithm, and it'll just be bye-bye video. Like I just put out a video for nothing.
But some videos do well. I did not know that because one of my videos I put out, I definitely dropped the F-bomb at least twice.
There you go.
And then I was like, oh, like, I mean, not that many people watched it, but I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. But then another one did better, like way better. And I was like, that's weird. Like, it's the same vibe and whatever. But I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe people just aren't interested in the Electoral College. But that makes a lot more sense, actually.
I swear it all. Great video. But Bert, you could have like dropped this on me, I don't know, a while ago.
Yeah. It's important to get into the algorithm. For me right now, even like with YouTube, it's not good for my channel to be doing political things, but I don't care. I'm just like, I need to keep going, tell everybody the truth. And, we got to vote Donald Trump out. So it's my platform. I'm going to just use it however I can. And then once this political thing is done, I'm going back to only focusing on food and travel and, just the fun things that I normally do. But yeah, this is just essential for me to do this. I feel like I made a whole bunch of videos that kind of ruined my algorithm talking about coronavirus, trying to educate people. I did one about Bill Gates on March 2nd. It got 58,000 views, which is really good for YouTube for me.
Yeah.
And I got a whole bunch of hate mail though. I got like over 1,000 comments, and you can check it out. It's 1,000 hate comments to me and how horrible of a video I made.
Yeah, that's like basically a very normal TikTok response on TikTok. And I've even blocked like Trump 2020 and like other things from, you know,
I used to do that.
I do that, and then they get around it. Like they'll spell it wrong, or like it's I don't know if it's intentional or if they just spell it wrong. But,
you know,
Sorry.
They spell it wrong so that they can get it on. They'll put like T 2Q or something like that.
Yeah.
And then all I do is I'm like, oh, you can't spell. So I just make them look stupid.
Well, a lot of Trump people go to your grammar and they say, oh, you spelled all this wrong, or your grammar's no good. But like, it's a comment section. It's not supposed to be perfect. If you can get the message across, that's all you needed. I mean,
it's also funny though. Like sometimes I made this video because this one woman just like really came after me on one of my earlier videos, and she was like, wow, you're trying to prove your stupidity, like congratulations, you proved how stupid you are, or something like that. But she used the wrong your, and so then I commented underneath it, I put the little asterisk, and then I put the right your, and that was all I said, and I took a screenshot of it, and then I used that sound that's like, I wanted to see her anger level. Like I wanted to see if I was powerful, and it was like a really popular sound at the time. And so then I was just sitting there like in front of this, like the screenshot of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
When I first started doing the political, I was telling Bert, and I think you were there too. Holy crap, the hate was insane. I was like, it was like half the comments were just horrible things, calling me horse teeth. I mean, I wore braces for 2 years. I do not have horse teeth.
It's really my mom used to tell me, like, if people told you that you had purple hair and green eyes, would you believe them? And I'd be like, no, that's dumb. And she's like, exactly. Like they're just making stuff up, and it's kind of like they like try and get your self-consciousness, but like you have to just like be deaf.
But they're coming after a middle-aged woman. I already know who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, you're stupid. Why would you do that? Like, I know who I am. I don't give a crap what you think. So then I'm like, you know what? And that is when WTFI WWY hashtag that was born, and I just did my 51st part. Is that how you say that? But and it is seriously crazy. Like it's rare. I have to search through all of my comments now to find any hate. I'm like, well, I'll use that one.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, you always burn them so good whenever you go to your comment section and you find those good comments. I mean, it's always classic. And sometimes they really mess up with their spelling, or not just that, but they say something ridiculous that makes no sense.
I mean, it's just like, it's so funny, but I actually really like making them. So keep the hate coming, guys.
I roast people on that, on their spelling. If they spell something in the comment section, they're not going to get, then they get nothing but hate from me. I'm sorry. If you're going to spend time to call me stupid and you're going to spell it wrong, then you're definitely going to get something back. I mean, if you're going to say something bad to me, then just say it and do it correctly. Somebody called me an a-hole, but he spelled it wrong, so I had to do a video on him. I don't know if it's I feel more disrespected being called an a-hole or you not being able to spell it. I mean, seriously. when they comment things, like the algorithm like just gives them more of your content, and like people's content like you, so like they're not acting in their best interest at all, and they're making it your content spread to more people because they're engaging with it.
Well, I think I actually have people, like, I'll look at a comment and it's like, it's a funny, but yet it attacks me a little bit, but then I'll look and they're following me. I'm like, so many people have been asking me to roast them, and they're like, well, I'm just going to make another account and roast and like say something mean so you'll roast me and I'll get, I'm like, don't do that.
You know who does the best roast is Ray William Johnson. You know Equals 3, the TV show or the YouTube.
Yes.
Ray William Johnson, he does the best roast on TikTok. You've seen his TikToks, right?
Yes. I have.
He always,
People actually go to him and go, I want you to roast me. So then he does like his research and then he just blasts them. And then like he got roasted by somebody. Some other dude roasted him and it was like awesome. Is that the guy we're talking about?
yeah. Ray William
like
Johnson.
Darker hair, maybe in his
Always
30s.
at the end, he hits the button and the house explodes.
Yes, that's him. Yeah.
He does awesome work. Hey, so let's get back to our next segment of this web stream. We're going to review some of the kind of what we think are lies, possibly lies, and kind of almost fake news, I would say, on Fox News recently, like on March 27th. On March 27th, this was their broadcast with Tucker Carlson. He's such a nice guy. I mean, he's so, I guess, passionate. Yeah, no, he's out of his mind. Tucker is my least favorite Fox News anchor out of all.
I got to move on from the water. I got to go get something else.
I'm going to play this clip right now. Here's Tucker Carlson being very overdramatic on stuff that happened on February 2nd, but this is him on March 27th, judging the people's reaction to the coronavirus on February 2nd, which is over a month and a half time difference. So I don't know if you guys have seen this broadcast from Fox News. I don't think any of you guys watch Fox. I just wanted to show you guys how ridiculous he looks. I'm going to play it for everybody in the live stream. Here it goes. It's about 2 minutes long. We're going to play it right now.
So you saw what's happening in New York. The question is, why is the outbreak so especially devastating there? New York City is the densest metro area in the country. That's the most obvious answer, probably the biggest problem. The city also has an awful lot of people traveling to and from other infected countries, and that's significant too. But it's not the whole story. As this deadly virus emerged from eastern China and began to spread inexorably across the globe, clearly headed here, leaders in New York not only failed to shield their citizens from it, they took affirmative and aggressive steps to increase the risk to their population. Why would they do that? Well, because they were worried far more about being called racist than protecting human lives. That's not an overstatement. That's not hyperbole. Watch the city's health commissioner, Cyrus Barbett, urge New Yorkers to spend as much time as possible in crowded public places. Keep in mind, this video is from February 2nd of this year. That was long after the threat from the Chinese coronavirus was obvious to anyone who was paying attention.
The risk to New Yorkers for coronavirus is low, and that our preparedness as a city is very high. There is no reason not to take the subway, not to take the bus, not to go out to your favorite restaurant, and certainly not to miss the parade next Sunday. I'm going to be there.
Take the subway, go to dinner, people cheer. They feel good about themselves. Future generations, though, are going to watch that video with their jaws open in disbelief. How could someone charged with protecting public health so recklessly endanger?
Yeah, so anyways, Tucker Carlson overdramatically talking about people back in February 2nd when the coronavirus was so fresh on everyone's mind. I mean, it literally started on January 23rd, and we blocked the flights from China. Only the flights that had foreign nationals could not come to America. So every single American that was stuck in Wuhan or Zhengzhou or Beijing or any city around Wuhan in that province of Hubei, they could come freely. If I could come from Beijing to America, to New York, to any place I wanted to. So they didn't block the flights from China. They keep on saying that. Pence always goes to that one thing. Oh, Trump, he blocked the flights from China. And then they also say stuff about Biden, how Biden said some comments about Trump and didn't approve of them blocking flights. I don't think Biden really said much about that. I wasn't paying attention right then, but honestly, it's just really hypocritical and crazy that Tucker Carlson is saying this stuff on February 2nd. I mean, what do you guys think about this?
Well, I mean, February 2nd, he was still saying that it's like the flu, and it's like he wasn't even probably weren't even talking about it yet. And then that was March 27th. So like literally like 2 or 3 weeks earlier, they were like, it's the flu, guys, like calm down, like it's nothing. You know, like they were doing the exact same thing like later on than that clip that he played.
I think the only thing that they were guilty of is trusting their president to do what was right.
That's what I was just about to say. I from what I understand, like I'm in New Jersey, so New Jersey, New York, I hit really hard. And from what I understand, like everything that they went by is what came from, you know, the White House. So they were told one thing, and that's kind of what they went with because they figured that they would get the, you know, the correct information. And now all of a sudden, it's our fault, you know, our state's fault that we didn't follow and do the right thing. I mean, they went after Pelosi for being in California and telling them to go to the parade, but this was all when the White House was telling everybody, yeah, it's okay to go out and do stuff. This is just the flu. It's not nothing big. So, I mean, it's misinformation, and misinformation is what causes the issues. And then, like everything else, he turns around and tries to blame it on somebody else. It's just ridiculous.
March 17th.
Yeah. What?
March 17th, President Trump said that the coronavirus was a hoax. And then they were like, someone died in Michigan, or someone died in Seattle or something. Is it still a hoax to you? And I forget what Donald Trump said after that, but it was just really like, he said it was a hoax the night before someone died from it. And then we had our first death from coronavirus, which we probably had multiple deaths before we even knew it was there. Honestly, like our first death was like on March 15th, or it was March 10th maybe was our first death, actually, now that comes to mind. But all the dates kind of seem really blurry.
They exhumed a body in California, and it was February. It was in February that they exhumed the body because they died of like pneumonia or something. So the family had it exhumed and tested, and it was coronavirus that they had actually had. Yeah.
No, it just wasn't. It wasn't. Coronavirus wasn't at all being tested, so we didn't know it was here. You can't test. You can't test if you don't have any tests, and it's just, it was a test don't tell policy.
Can I tell you my personal story?
Yeah.
I was coaching track, because I'm a personal trainer, but I was coaching my daughter's track team, and we were at a meet on a Saturday. Sunday, I started kind of feeling weird. This was March 1st. And I woke up in the middle of the night, Monday morning, and my chest, it felt like there was like spider webs in my chest. I couldn't breathe. And I was in really good shape. And I was so sick. I had nothing up here, nothing here. It was all here. Fever, everything. I went to the walk-in and they tested me. Wasn't any of those things. And I know I lost my sense of taste and smell. It was like 2 months later, I think I got my taste, my taste back. There was all these things are coming out. I'm like, holy crap! I had the corona. People are like, oh, you have the corona, like joking around about it. I'm like, I actually did, I think. And they did that whole nasal thing. I don't know if you've ever been tested. Mm-hmm. They were doing some sort of test on me and like almost like practicing on me. They obviously didn't have the test because there weren't any tests, but this was like March 2nd. I remember I went into the walk-in. I was sick as a dog for like 2 weeks, and I was an avid runner and everything. I'm telling you, my lungs are still not the same.
That's so scary.
It's real. It's real. Has anyone else had any weird anything? Like it went through our school, I think.
At my brother's house, they dealt with coronavirus. And actually, I was living in my brother's house, and I was staying in a bedroom that was away from them. And I ended up staying in the room the whole time and away from everyone. But honestly, yeah, it was the reason why I didn't catch it was because I was wearing a mask the whole time. And I went from my room to outside, back to my room. I only used the actual bathroom, which there was 2 bathrooms. So I wasn't using the main bathroom. I only used it once a day, like went to the toilet once a day, because I was able to open my window and just like stay inside the room and always be in there. So that's how I avoided getting coronavirus. but you know, it's luck too, because I just was very careful when they were coughing a lot, and I realized that they could have it, and they went to a kind of a party thing, because this summer was like okay to have like little meetups and stuff, and just like it's just kind of a false sense of security. Just a lot of people got it here in San Diego.
Yeah.
I actually have somebody that's comes into my lives that's become a good friend of mine, and she thinks she had it in December. She went to the doctor in December, and she had like all the same symptoms of what they're going through right now, and the doctor couldn't figure out what it is. They said it was either the flu or but they also had other things, and she feels that her and her family might have had it back then, but she wasn't tested for it because they didn't even know about it. So I'm not sure how long it's been here, if it's only been here since they know it was here. All I know is that Donald Trump, you know, taking away the team that should have been over there in China and would have been paying attention to it, screwed us all up. If he didn't get rid of the pandemic team, we would have had eyes on this from day one.
Yep.
But
Well,
they didn't do that.
They had a virus or just a pandemic prevention kind of scattered around China. So like they had an office in Wuhan. They also had an office in other places too. So it was just really, you know, it's because he decided to get rid of all that, and it's just too bad.
Everything that Obama did, he wanted to undo. He has an obsession with Obama. It is apparent. I mean, he even made that weird video with an actor to play Obama. Did you guys ever see that?
I don't think so. No, I gotta check it out.
He hired an actor so he could pretend that he was firing Obama.
Oh no. I
You did
really
not see that? Ooh.
No,
I haven't seen that yet.
I gotta check it out.
As a psych major, I just find Donald Trump like the most interesting, like fascinating human. I really want to study him, like just out of pure curiosity, because he's clearly a narcissist, but he also has so many other, I don't know if it's because he's like been handed everything his whole life and nobody ever told him no, or like there's so many psychological things happening that are so unique that nobody else on earth, or like most people on earth, you don't come across a lot of the people who are like that, you know, like that extreme. And he's fascinating. We actually had one of my psych classes, like abnormal psych, last fall. We had a paper and we had to like study a famous person or character, and the teacher had to say that nobody could do Donald Trump because everyone was fighting, because everyone wanted to do Donald Trump. Like everyone wanted to write their paper and study Donald Trump as like a case. Because
Maya, have you studied Mussolini?
You definitely have a lot of information.
Yeah, she does. But she is very smart, very, very, very like smart. But seriously, he has a dictator mind shit. Like he doesn't want to share power with anybody. He wants to be like, you're gonna do what I want you to do right now. You know, this is what I want, and I want it, mommy. I want it. I mean, that's how he is.
He's like Veronica from Willy Wonka. I want it now.
I want it now, Daddy. I want it now.
Like a 70-something-year-old man child. Yes.
He's a man child. That's exactly right. It's insane. I can't believe. I mean, I remember him in the 90s, like just gross and like just crazy then. And all of a sudden, when he was even considered as as becoming a Republican candidate, I'm like, this is a joke. This is like Kanye trying to become a candidate, you know? And I'm like, this is never going to happen. And then all of a sudden, I remember telling my girls on election night, I'm like, girls, don't worry. It's going to be fine. And because, wake up the next morning and I look at the map and I'm like, it's all red. I'm like, what? I went into my local store with my best friend and we're buying wine and we were like so mad. And I'm like knocking stuff off the shelf. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know what happened.
Little do we know how bad it would get.
I really think
it needs to go.
I think the issue. Go ahead.
Oh, if Trump actually wins this, he's gonna do whatever he wants the next 4 years because he's got nothing to lose.
Or more, 4 more years. Like he wants to be president forever. He wants to be a king.
Yeah.
I made a whole video on that. Yep.
He's already come out and said that he believes he deserves another 4 years after this 4 years because of all the headaches that the Democrats have caused.
So
yeah, he's mistreated.
Well, this isn't the first time. He has been saying this all along, and then so this is my take on it, okay? So he's saying, 4 more years, and then another 4 more years, and then maybe 4 more after that, or 12 or whatever. He's been saying this all along. He's like, I like messing with the liberals and this, that, and the other. No. That's not what he's doing. What he is doing is he is desensitizing all of us. He has dumbed America down. So when he actually does it, we're going to be like, we're not surprised.
That's what he's been doing since day one, though. That's like what it's like. He's priming us. Like the first horrible thing. I couldn't even keep track in 2016, all the new horrible things that came out about him or things that he said or whatever. And he literally was like, "Oh yeah, I could shoot someone and I wouldn't lose any votes." And it was a joke. But the thing is honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he did. That's just how he is. He's priming us so that when it actually happens, we're not as surprised. And we're so like you said, desensitized to anything that he could say or do because we're just so fed up with it.
Yep. And the thing that makes me sick is women that vote for him. How can you be a woman? I'm sorry. How can you be a father that has a daughter and vote for this guy? How? I don't how can you?
How could you be a Christian? How can you be any religion and believe in anything that he does?
Anything that's not. How can you be anything that's not a psychopath? And
exactly. There you go. You're
I want to play you guys one more clip.
That's right, girl. That's right.
The Trump hands.
She got the Trump hands.
I need a pair.
Amazon.
I love
Did you take those off of the Barbie doll or from a doll or something?
Well, they have these little attachments so you can go this.
I've seen her do that video.
You know what I want to get is the Trump mask with the neck thing. You know, the Trump neck that does this with the neck. You know that? Yeah, it's so funny. I want to get the mask with that neck part extra. It's just it's the Trump neck.
My friend just sent me a picture actually today because she's doing Zoom University from home, and she sent a picture to all of our friends. She was like, "My dad just bought this on Amazon." It was literal Trump toilet paper, the toilet paper. When you pull the roll, it's just his face and his face and his face and his face.
I actually did a video on that. I got 133,000 views, and all I did was I hooked it up to the roller. And I flushed it down the toilet, and I played go, 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 and it was flushed down the toilet, and everybody was loving it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me! It was the funniest thing. My niece bought it for me because she went down the shore and she brought it back for me. She was like, yo, you gotta do something with this. So I did 2 or 3 videos with it. It was hilarious.
I want to play one clip from Trump. It's from last week. Trump talked some crazy stuff. I mean, really, it's just the lies and how he makes up stuff. I'm going to play it right now, okay?
You mentioned masks. We had Julie Bart, who's from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. Yeah. She's right here. She has a question about that. You voted for Hillary Clinton last time, I believe.
Yes, I did. The wearing of masks has proven to lessen the spread of COVID. Why don't you support a mandate for national mask wearing? And why don't you wear a mask more often?
Well, I do wear them when I have to and when I'm in hospitals and other locations. But I will say this. They said at the Democrat convention they're going to do a national mandate. They never did it because they've checked out and they didn't do it. And a good question is you ask, Joe Biden, they said we're going to do a national mandate on masks.
He's called on all governors to have them. It is a state responsibility.
No, but he didn't do it. I mean, he never did it. Now, there is, by the way, a lot of people don't want to wear masks. There are a lot of people think the masks are not good. And there are a lot of people that, as an example,
Who are those people?
Well, I'll tell you who those people are. Waiters, they come over and they serve you and they have a mask. And I saw it the other day where they were serving me. And they're playing with a mask. I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying what happens. They're playing with a mask, so the mask is over, and they're touching it, and then they're touching the plate. That can't be good. There are a lot of people. If you look at Dr. Fauci's original statement, you look at a lot of people, CDC, you look at a lot of people's original statement, they said very strongly, George, don't wear masks. Then all of a sudden they went to wear masks. The concept of a mask is good, but it also does, you're constantly touching it, you're touching your face, you're touching plates. There are people that don't think masks are good.
Hi, everyone.
Oh my God.
He's getting his information from waiters.
Are you kidding me? So here's the thing. I
think I just felt stupid. I feel stupider.
If he would have just from the beginning said, you know what? I mean, okay, so you're like, like talking on people, or you have something covering that. What do you think is going to be better? I mean, it's logic. He has none. And it's like, if he would have from the beginning, if he would have said, you know what, everybody, we got to wear masks. If you see anybody in public without wearing a mask, just say, why aren't you wearing a mask? Don't you know his supporters would be the ones in the grocery store saying, why aren't you wearing a mask? That's all it took. That's all it took. And he blew it.
It really was so easy. He really could have been like the like George Bush after 9/11, like where like the rally around the flag effect, where literally like his approval rating just shot through the roof, even though he was completely incompetent. But now he looks like a hero compared to Donald Trump. This was like set up perfectly for him to just like spike it, and he definitely could have won this election if he had taken it seriously and like handled it and like been on that shit. It could have been taken care of.
I probably would have voted for Trump if he did the right things. I actually was thinking, whoa, Trump, he closed off the flights from China to America, and he did it pretty timely, but not too timely, like not so much in time. Like the Philippines shut down flights about 6 or 7 days earlier, and a lot of other countries were shutting down flights like Singapore and other places. They shut down the flights before us even. So for them to say they were the first ones to shut down the flights from China, it's just a complete lie. But yeah, I mean, I would have voted for Trump if he only, actually did do better with the coronavirus stuff. If he told people to wear a mask, and if he told people shutting down the flights was fine, but he needed to put people in quarantine that came from there, whether or not they're from America or they're a wife of an American person. They need to definitely put people in quarantine that are coming straight from China, because that was the way we could have defeated this thing. We wouldn't have this many cases. It was about test, and find, all the contact tracing early on. Contact tracing now is completely pointless because you don't even know where you got it from. It's just, you could have gotten it from whichever place. So it's insane. What do you guys think?
Put money into legit antibody testing to see who has had it. And, like somebody like me, where I was telling my story, I don't trust the antibody testing because it's like a crapshoot at this point. The money needs to go into that so we can actually have everyone tested, see who has it, or has had it, has the antibodies. And if the antibodies still are there, nobody knows if you can catch it again. I mean, there really haven't been any instances. There have been a couple, but I mean, coronavirus, it's a virus. I have a science background, and viruses mutate to survive. I know that it has a lower threshold of, mutating than it does the flu, but at the same rate, it wants to survive as well. So it's already mutated. There was people were early on, if you the original one in China, and then when it spread to Europe, there was a different strain of it that was in Barcelona and Spain, when they by the time it was in Italy and all over there. I was coming back from Barcelona, or maybe I was going to Barcelona. The day that the first Spain case happened, I was in the same airport with the person who had come through the airport, who was the first case in Spain to get it. And I was freaking out. And then I got robbed. And also I didn't have my phone in my wallet or my ID. So that was just a chaotic weekend in general. But it was it was scary to be so close, especially in Europe, because everything is so connected. And so I was studying abroad there. So it was kind of okay, what's next? Who's next? It's juggling, but now they're all fine. And
so you got robbed on the street, the Rambla street in Barcelona, right?
Yeah, the
Rambalas?
Yeah, I think
Street,
so.
the main
Wow.
street.
No. It's not. It wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. It was at the Plaza de something. It wasn't the one
Plaza
that
del
everyone gets
Sol.
robbed at. It wasn't the big one that everyone gets robbed at.
Plaza del Sol, maybe. But I've gotten robbed in Madrid before, close to Plaza del Sol. It was just so crazy. They do these tricks on you, and they ask you, "Oh, can you get me something? Can you get me a beer or something?" And
They
they've got
literally
these-
took it out of my hand. They took it out of my hand because I was like holding my luggage, and you had like put your thing in it. So like I was holding my phone with like 2 fingers, and then my luggage with my other 3 fingers, and they just literally grabbed it. But like I didn't. Somebody like bumped into me, and I didn't notice right away. And then the doors of the bus were closed, and we were on the way to the airport. So it was like, okay, now what? We got off at the next stop when I realized it, and then we went back, and it was long gone. So yeah.
It's easy to get your stuff stolen when you're traveling. It's just really chaotic sometimes when you're in the middle of transit, and yeah, it's just.
That's why you put everything away and you walk around like this.
Yeah, that's what I do most of the time. I keep everything in my. I keep all of my wallet and my phone in my front pocket, and my keys can sometimes go in the back pocket. But yeah, typically it has to be in the front, and you have to always be very mindful of the people around you, because those guys, there's gypsies, there's Africans straight from Africa that are actually like really good at stealing. They're professional thieves. And it's not just them, it's the local Spanish people and the local French people when you're in Paris. They will steal from you. They are professional. They know what they're doing, and they're just amazing at stealing. So
you actually have to. There's my mom, when we were traveling in Uganda when I was 14, she was like, yeah, I don't want to deal with you and our luggage and everything that's happening. So we got these like necklacey things, like a passport case. You stick it inside your shirt. So like your phone and your passport and everything is like in like the zipped, like Velcroed, clicky, whatever, like lock, passcode protected, and then also inside your shirt. So it's like they would have to cut through your shirt to like get to it. So it's obnoxious, but it's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I just got a message from Lord. He cannot make it right now because he's got another obligation. He thought he could, but he cannot make it. But let's give a shout out to him because he just hit 1,000 subscribers on his channel.
Yay,
so
Lord!
it's really good.
Good job.
On YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah. I mean, he's got 200,000.
Yeah, I was
or
like, I feel like that. I feel like there's more than that. Yeah, on TikTok. But yeah, that makes sense. Cool, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, getting to your first 1,000 is really not easy for YouTube. Once you get, I mean, you're already like at 700, right, Maya?
I honestly don't even know. I haven't been on YouTube in like a month. It's so much harder because it's not like TikTok where there's the For You page where it's like, okay, everything you see is like from people you don't know. You know, it's like most of your content is not from people you follow. So that is like something that's really unique because it's like you don't need people to like be like texting people or messaging people your videos in order to like actually get it to a lot of people. So that's a really awesome thing about TikTok.
Maya, I heard this thing from this guy named Bert that you're not supposed to swear on YouTube.
Did I swear?
I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh,
no, I swear all the time. No, you don't. I have never heard you swear ever.
It's a problem because I don't notice it. Like I don't. I'm like not aware until someone points it out, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, not now. I'm saying me. I swear and have my little middle finger ones, you know. And now he tells me that it kills your algorithm. I'm like, crap. Can I bleep it out? Will that work? What if I bleep it?
Sometimes it doesn't hurt your algorithm. It just depends, and it depends on what YouTube wants to do with you. And sometimes you can swear like a sailor, and you're still like on the For You page of YouTube. Like there's a time when you're on the For You page on YouTube, and then there's a time when you're not. And for example, right now, I'm just not on the For You page. They don't have me on the For You page, maybe because I covered coronavirus early on and told people to wear masks when everyone was saying don't wear masks. I was telling people to wear masks in March and even February and even January. I was telling people to wear masks, and I was saying coronavirus in my videos. I was saying the coronavirus because back then we didn't have the word COVID-19 until like the 15th of February. Right. And yeah, so I'm on the like doghouse of YouTube right now. I don't know when I'm going to get out. I'm shadow banned. Yeah.
Shadow banned on YouTube.
I'm at literally like 100 away from 10,000 subscribers, and I can go use the YouTube workspace. I can go to LAX and use the YouTube workspace. There's 7 of them in the world, in Tokyo, London, Paris, Sao Paulo, Brazil. I can go use their space for free. Oh, if you send people my way, it helps me a lot. But it's crazy because I've been at this like 100 away from getting to 10,000, but I just am not making it there. Just YouTube is not letting my video get pushed out anywhere. But it's okay. I don't want to complain about my stuff. We are happy right now for Lord. He's at 1K subscribers, 1,000.
Hey, Lord.
And I guess we're going to wrap up. I've just got one more video. I'm going to play like 1 minute of this video. And I'm also going to close this window because you can see this. This is crazy.
Yeah, I like that. What is that?
Yeah, what is this? It's a mic.
This is my microphone, and then I've got a camera. Yeah, I've got a real camera, actually. This is a proper camera. Like, it's not a webcam.
Fancy.
He's fancy. He's fancy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have my earbuds and my, like, computer mic.
Yeah. I have to turn down the mic to negative, like, as far as I can, because otherwise it's too loud. It's crazy loud. But, like, let me play this right now for everybody, and then we're going to close off and say bye, and also give it, like, tell everyone about all of your guys' channel one last time. Okay, here is one last lie about Trump, what Trump said about climate change. Here.
There you go.
Do you view that differently when the trees are dead and the whole area, because I know the beetle kill has been terrible. So do you view that differently? And now you're going to be clearing it or doing whatever you're going to do?
163 million, so it's, boy, it's a hell of a job, right, to start clearing that out.
But those trees are dead and therefore they're very flammable, they're explosive.
Yeah, well, from our perspective, there is amazing partnership on the ground, and there needs to be. As the governor said, we've had temperatures explode this summer. You may have learned that we broke a world record in the Death Valley, 130 degrees. But even in greater LA, 120 plus degrees. And we're seeing this warming trend make our summers warmer, but also our winters warmer as well. So I think one area of mutual agreement and priority is vegetation management. But I think we want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests, and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay, it'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Hey, well, I don't think science knows, actually.
We can agree to disagree, and I appreciate your frame on the politics of this. But let me just acknowledge 2 things briefly, and I'll turn it back to you. There's no question when you look past this decade and looking past almost 1,000+ years that we have not done justice on our forest management. I don't think anyone disputes that. I want to acknowledge we have our U.S. Forest Representative here, the state of California.
Okay, that was just a ridiculous thing. Like, he said science, I don't think science knows.
He said it'll get cooler. Just you watch. Just
It's
you
gonna
watch.
get cooler.
What does he know about?
You probably saw my video.
You'll see.
Did you see my
It'll get
video? I
cooler.
covered this. I covered this exactly. He doesn't understand what science is all about. Like, I even said, I was like, you know that thing, science is in everything. Everything is geared by science, is dictated by science. And I said, the wobbly thing on your neck there, yeah, that's gravity, that's science. And then, you know, that thing on the top of your head, whatever the heck that is, yeah, I don't know what that is. But it's like, seriously, everything is dictated by science, and he can't get it. He doesn't understand it. He wasn't even listening to the question. He was talking over here like, here it comes. He blanks out, and he has just some stupid response. He didn't listen. They were reaching out to him like, help us, please.
They made it so easy for him too. He was like, yeah, let's work together to protect Californians. Like, and they're like, he was like, no, it'll get cool. Like, just be like, yeah, let's protect California. You didn't even need to, like, it was so easy. And he face first into it, he still missed it.
Yep.
The problem is it doesn't fit his agenda and it doesn't fit his narrative. He doesn't give a damn. That's what it is. The guy doesn't care about nothing. The guy could have the cure for cancer put in his hands, and everybody could have the cure for cancer and coronavirus tomorrow, and he would say nope, because I didn't come up with it. I didn't come up with it. It's not mine. hell with you. I mean, this whole thing was about.
Yeah.
Well, Trump, he wants everybody to just not acknowledge climate change because that means the factories that are in America and everywhere in the world should just keep on running to full capacity, and we should make mega hats and all this stuff that actually is
the ones that are made
mega hats. But I'm actually talking about like Exxon and, you know, Shell and all these oil companies. We should have been already on like electric cars 30, 40, even 50 years ago. But the oil companies wanted us to just keep on using oil. And, you know, Tesla already had a design back in the 1920s, right before he died. He was already almost had it out and done. But you know who actually took that? Guess who took those printouts from his hotel room in New York City? Guess.
He took the what out?
All of his prints, all of his life's work.
Tesla's?
Yeah, Tesla. Nikola Tesla. Do you know who took all of that information?
Ford.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say like Model T.
Trump's uncle. Trump's uncle. Seriously, you can look it up. Trump's
Conspiracy.
uncle.
That's.
No, it's not a conspiracy. It's a fact.
No, I mean like a real conspiracy, like a not a conspiracy theory, like a real conspiracy, like they've been conspiring.
Yeah. Well, everything's a conspiracy. The whole hydroxychloroquine that he came up with is they bought all that stuff. I mean, his family had stuff in it. I mean, anything that's in his agenda that he can put money into, he don't care. He's gonna the My Pillow guy. Come on, the My Pillow guy. I mean, are we serious? That guy's a freaking. He was a crackhead at one point, and now this guy's like his best friend, and he's all like, "Yeah, I love this guy. He's my pillow guy." I mean, this is the people that he listens to. Absolute idiots. Sorry, guys.
The oil companies have been making too much money. Like they've been making too much money, and since they have all the money, they want to keep on making all the money. And they've always wanted this. I mean, we had public transportation in the 1940s. We got rid of it because everyone wanted their own car, and the oil companies wanted everyone to have their own car. So they made everyone cars. Now Tesla, like I'm talking about the company Tesla. Now Tesla is going to be making a car that's like $20,000 for an electric car that can go like 200 miles. So they're going to have a lot more chargers all around the United States, especially here in California. So like $20,000, they're going to have this ready for the assembly line in the next 2 years. They're going to have a factory in China, I think, but they're of course going to have a main factory in Las Vegas, Nevada, somewhere in Nevada, not Las Vegas, but somewhere in the Nevada area.
Is it free? I've seen a lot of places where it's like a charging plug, whatever. Can you just take the energy for free? Like you can just charge your.
So how Tesla works is that you plug in your car and it automatically charges you. The car knows. It's like the car itself is a credit card. So Tesla chargers are only for Tesla. It's not the other chargers. The other chargers,
like the random other cars that are hybrid or something, can you just get free energy from whoever is giving you the plug?
So the plugs, of course, in in a normal supercharger that's not a Tesla supercharger, you plug it in and you have to give them a credit card or have some kind of way to pay it, like Apple Pay. But for Tesla, you literally just plug it in because Tesla's charging system is only for Teslas. And it's just a pretty awesome system. And of course, if you don't pay your gas bill, they're not going to let you get gas. I mean, you got to pay that bill, but it's automatically deducted from your checking account or debit account. It's a pretty efficient system.
I'm all for electric cars.
Oh, me too, absolutely. Here's the thing: if Trump, I'm kind of pulling this back. If Trump would have run for his second, even I guess now the second election, if he would have pushed infrastructure, environmental policy, and equal rights, it would be a slam dunk for him. I think
he would never do it.
Then he would be a Democrat.
Never do it. Infrastructure is number one. What's going on with it? I mean, I travel up to New York and the roads are crap, and it's it seems like they're always under construction. You know, the infrastructure, the bridges, the everything, and that would put people to work as well. Just getting the roads and everything up to par, and well, I guess it's kind of tough now on the onset of coronavirus, having public transportation with like the railways and the subways and stuff like that. But if he would have run on that, it would have been a slam dunk for him. I mean,
tell me one thing that Donald Trump has done that's been successful. How do you bankrupt casinos? I mean, it's a place that they come and deposit money. I mean, and he banked. I'm in New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey.
He had children. Like, he got women pregnant. I guess you could consider that a success, but also that could also be a big failure. It depends on who you are. That's
has anybody seen his kids?
Maya.
When you got
Tweedledummer.
When you got Eric and Don Jr. and Tiffany and Ivanka, I mean Ivanka is the only.
Don't forget that he loves Ivanka in a special way.
Oh, yeah. I think Ivanka may be the best child out of all the kids, but marrying Jared brings her down to a whole new level of low. Like, if Ivanka wasn't married to Jared and if she didn't like her dad, I don't see how she'd be I would hate her. But because she's married to Jared, and I don't mean the subway guy Jared, a worse Jared than the subway guy. And probably, Jared is a murderer. He was part of the task force that didn't want to test coronavirus in New York City and the cities. He didn't want to go to the cities and do any testing. He just said, let them deal with it, and we're going to blame it on them. Yeah,
they're blue. He was like, the blue states are the ones with the cities, so that's where we can just let them all die. Yeah.
Kushner,
pretty much.
Kushner.
Sorry, Nikki.
Or Damien.
Go ahead, Nikki.
No. Jared Kushner is evil to the core. He is that, clean cut Damien the boy doll thing that I did. He's crazy.
Yeah, he's.
And Ivanka, I think, has been abused her whole life, mentally and physically.
I think it's a Stockholm syndrome.
Mentally, not her husband, her father, Donald Trump, have you heard of the things that he has said about her in public? Like on the Howard Stern show about how she has a beautiful figure and, who says that about their daughter? That's disgusting.
He said it about his other daughter too on an interview too. Something about I don't even want to say because it's gross. The guy's a sick pup. The dude's.
Jared Kushner's dad is in jail. Jared Kushner's dad is another person in jail for working for Trump. He's the lawyer or he's the accountant for Trump or something like that. I can't remember. But they were originally kind of an arranged marriage, Kushner and Ivanka, and they're supposed to be together even since they were kids. They were told, you guys are going to be together because we're best friends. The dad and Jared's dad and Trump are great friends. So they were basically an arranged marriage from the beginning. And who Jared reminds me of is the guy from Wedding Crashers that does the paintings and that creeps up on Owen Wilson and goes in his bed. And he kind of is like.
You never saw Wedding Crashers?
You gotta see Maya. You gotta see Wedding Crashers. He does look like Jared.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
You need to report next time and tell us what you think because it's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
You know why I've never seen it? It's because I was 6 years old when it came out.
Mom, Domenick.
Hey, girlfriend.
I was
She just called us all old. That's okay, though. That's okay, Maya.
It wouldn't be appropriate for me. It's rated R.
I still love the videos. Don't worry.
I have more friends that are that are Gen X than I do that are Gen Z. So
it's okay.
You're beyond your time, girl. You're an old soul.
That's what that's what my mom tells me. Yeah,
that's true.
I guess.
Okay, so you guys, let's wrap it up and talk about our channels one last time because maybe some people are tuning in late and they want to hear the rundown of everything. So I am Food X Bert. My name is Bert and I come from California, but I've traveled.
like
Oh,
food X.
boom! It blew your mind.
I thought it was food times Bert. Like, you know, I'm a math. Okay, wow, Maya, that's amazing. That's perfect. Wow, I'm so sorry.
Food X Bert. So I travel the world. I go to different places. Like next month, I'll be going to Albania because they're the only country that will let us into their place. I mean, we can only go to like 20 different countries. So I'm going to go to Albania. I mean, American citizens before could go to any country with no visa. But right now, because of the COVID, we're stuck here. I've been stuck here for like 6 months. Yeah, we can't even go to Canada. That's really sad.
They don't want us.
And so anyways, I travel the world and eat really cool foods, really bizarre foods sometimes. Like I eat even like one-day-old chick in the Philippines where they have the chick and then also balut. I mean, I eat everything, but I also enjoy good foods. And I also try to find really amazing bargains like when I'm traveling and great hotel rooms to stay in and places to eat that are like not going to break the budget. So if I'm traveling in Spain, I find a really good restaurant. I'll go there and show you guys the food there. And, oh, it's only like €8 for a immaculate meal. And then the one over there is the same restaurant, gives you the same food, but it's horrible food. So it's just, you never know. You have to go where the locals go. That's where I try to go to. I try to show people where real people go that are local from that city. Anyways, enough about me. Let's get on to Nikki.
Oh, hi. Well, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm on Twitter, but not very much. I just kind of poke at Trump and some of the Fox News people. But if you want to laugh, if you want some political stuff, just check me out. If you like me, go ahead and follow. If not, that's cool. But that's kind of what I'm about. I like to have fun and I like to throw some facts out and that's it, I guess. I mean,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's short and sweet. Yeah.
What about you, Domenick? What do you do for your channel?
I guess it's age before beauty, huh? It's supposed to be a joke. Anyway, my channel is basically geared towards getting Trump out of office, getting out the real news. Most of my stuff is done in my lives at night. I run a live from 10:30 to 12:30 East Coast time. It's basically about positivity, being there for people, showing love, respect. We keep all the trolls out. So if you come in our room, it's a family. I really started it just with like 7-8 people. Now I'm up to like 30-40 people a night, and we get a lot of new people. So it's, you know, talking about racial injustice, talking about, like I said, I have somebody that's a good friend of mine that right now, she was a nurse and she's battling COVID right now. So we send prayers out to people that need prayers. We show love to people. That there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff right now. There's a lot of hate in this world. There's a lot of injustice. There's a lot of people that are upset. So I try to give them a place to come and hang out and, you know, get their word out there and just have some place that they feel safe and they can come to. So that's pretty much what I'm about. I'm new. I don't really have too much content on YouTube, but I came on for you guys. I hope I did well. It's first time.
YouTube video. First YouTube video on here.
Domenick, yes.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are rock stars compared to me. But much love to you guys. You guys are awesome.
And then Maya, what about for you? Your channel and channels on TikTok and Instagram and everything.
Yeah, TikTok is my main platform for now until maybe it's gone, but we'll never know, I guess. I mostly just do politics and just random comedy. Sometimes I try and post like funny videos of things that I think are funny, and it's really just me being stupid. And sometimes I'll like try and get on like young people TikTok, like by doing something funny that is like I did part of the WAP dance, and then it would be like, oh, just kidding, register to vote. And so I kind of like try and trick the algorithm sometimes, but yeah, I mostly just do politics and news, and I rap about things that are happening that I feel passionate about, and I rip on Donald Trump all the time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I like to educate people on like what a lot of people I found out like don't know what the Electoral College really is. Like they don't really understand how things work in the government, and so I think it's really important that like if people are voting, that they understand like what they're participating in. And so most of my YouTube videos are about like explaining how absentee ballots work, and like my other one is like explaining the Electoral College and like how Hillary got more votes and lost, like that kind of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's great. And anyways, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm going to just say a shout out to Lord, and we're streaming on Lord's YouTube. He thought he was going to be able to make it, but he was not able to today. But Lord will be with us probably on Tuesday. We do this every single Tuesday and Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I hope that you guys can join us next week, next Tuesday and next Friday. Every week we have different kind of a rotation, kind of a musical. Just never know. Every day.
Get the love. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We pretty much never know. You never know if
It's in there, Bert.
it's going to show up. We're here to But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And I think next Tuesday, we're going to have the survival doctor back. And I'm pretty sure Walter will be there and Lord will definitely be there. But I'm really happy to have you guys here today. And we will definitely do this, keep on doing it twice a week until we vote Trump out.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
39 days.
Nice meeting you, Domenick. Good to see you, Maya.
Nice meeting you. God bless you.
God
Bye
bless
bye, you guys. And make sure you subscribe to my
guys are
channel
awesome.
because I need 10,000 subscribers. I really need
I
10,000
just
subscribers.
subscribed on this live. Like I didn't know
Oh,
how
nice.
I do. I just went in and did my
One
thing.
second.
I was just
Perfect.
checking.
So I just want to shout out to Lover of All Things because she's one of the people that follow me on TikTok, and I told her I was going to be on here, and she goes, "Maya, I love her." I was like, "Damn, what about me?"
Oh, this is my friend.
"Oh, I thought that was just implied."
Yeah.
So just so you know, she loves you more than she loves me, but that's
Well,
okay.
tell her I love her too.
So
Okay,
I just have to say, my husband went on TikTok just to make sure that, my kids were being okay and stuff, and I'm on there. But he was like, "Have you seen that girl that does this? And she raps?" I'm like, "Is that Maya?" And I'm like, he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, he's like, "She's really good." I'm like, "I know."
I said I'm around rock stars. You guys are awesome.
This is so much fun, Bert. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you,
thank
Bert.
you,
for
Bert.
joining. And
Bert,
yeah,
I
we'll
appreciate you, man.
see you guys on Tuesday, I hope. And yeah, it will be fun. Definitely.
Shout out to Drew.
Drew, where's Drew? Is he in the comment section? I'm looking for
Yeah,
the comments.
Drew is just in here, man. He said, "Great job, X." He's the guy that I told you that I want to bring on. So if we ever get a chance to bring him on, he's awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. So, anyways,
his name is
trying to get through all these comments.
Yeah, no problem.
I've got some really interesting people in mind to join us for Tuesday, and I think we're gonna have Survival Doctor, and I'm sure Walter's gonna be back, and we're gonna have a whole bunch of fun people in on Tuesday. Also, a lady named Heather that does a channel, a political
Heather
channel.
GTV?
Yeah. She's coming on Tuesday, most likely. She's
love
really
her.
cool. Yeah, me too.
Heather GTV. If you go to my page, I follow her. She's
Okay.
only like one of like 60 people that I follow. So she does have you seen the Daily Show or like Stephen Colbert kind of stuff? Like she'll like sit and like talk to And she also sometimes makes like a parody songs like I do, and she'll like make them about like Donald Trump and stuff.
Maya, you should see my parody song. Do you follow me on my my YouTube?
I've never seen one of the parody songs. No.
Oh, it's instead of Stairway to Heaven, it's the Stairway to the Devil, and it's like 4 minutes long. You got to check it out.
I love that. I will. I'm doing it.
Okay, you guys. So next Tuesday is going to be a fun week, I think, and fun day for sure. And every week is fun here. Every day is fun. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
See you guys on Tuesday.
You guys are awesome. Shout out to the X family.
Thank you. Nice meeting you,
Thank you
Domenick.
so much. God bless you.
Bye, everybody.